We want to know who was right.
Fine.
And I get to the top, and Quinn's like, "Hey, do you know how to tie an anchor?"
Are there other couples that have met through Golden Mountain Runners? Yeah, there are. There's more in the room.
My demons came in the form of butt chafing.
John, would you say you swooped?
Before we get into the show, I do want to bring up a couple of special folks who are helping make this event happen. First of all, Logan Chandler with Colorado Mountain Club. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Russ.
Thank you for hosting us. We are sitting in a conference room at the American Mountaineering Center here in Golden, Colorado, which is your headquarters here.
That's right, yeah. The Colorado Mountain Club is co-owners of this building with the American Alpine Club, two non-profits in the outdoor industry that everyone here should support. Throughout this building, you'll find other outdoor nonprofits. We got Outward Bound, we got Big City Mountaineers, so a lot of cool grassroots organizations here in the building.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hosting us. Tonight we have been taking donations for Colorado Mountain Club. Anybody that showed up tonight, we had a suggested donation. We're drinking Upslope beers in honor of Colorado Mountain Club. I mean, what a good thing to be able to drink for a good cause. Is that right, guys? Amen. I have a personal connection with the Colorado Mountain Club. When I moved to Colorado and I wanted to become a mountain climber, Colorado Mountain Club was one of the first places that I went to. I learned how to get skills as a mountaineer. I got to go on a cool trip up Rainier. I met my best friend and climbing partner to this day. So, organizations like CMC really do a lot to further a mission that we have at Dispatch Radio, which is to share the stoke and to get people motivated, inspired, and equipped to get out there and experience adventure. So thank you, Logan, for having us.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, we hear that feedback a lot. We have a great community at the CMC. A lot of people do meet their climbing buddies or hiking buddies or adventure buddies through the CMC. So definitely check out the Colorado Mountain Club and stay tuned for all of our upcoming events, including in Denver. We have our big one, the Banff Mountain Film Festival, that we use as a major fundraiser in Denver. So tickets are still available. That's March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that weekend. So come on down.
The Banff Film Festival, that should be a good one. You guys do that every year?
Every year, that's right. Yeah, and we actually bring it to Golden as well later in the year, in October. So if you miss it this time, you can come find it right here in Golden.
And next to Logan, David Fox with Golden Mountain Runners, co-hosting this event. He really, guys, this guy is on it. I reached out to David and said, hey, we should do a show. And I kid you not, within 24 hours, I think almost all of you were booked, by the way. So that tells me this is a super engaged community of runners. Is that right, David?
Yeah, we've been around since 2014. We actually started as the Bentgate Run Club, and then kind of came into the winter, which meant their busy ski season started up, so we kind of took it over from there. And amazingly, the kind of club grew over the winter, which is unusual, but maybe we're just a crazy group of people who will run in weather like tonight, as evidenced by tonight. We haven't missed a Tuesday since 2014. I think our coldest weather day was a minus 12 degree run on South Table, but we had 5 of us hardy people out there for that run. We've post-holed on North Table, waist deep, taken 2.5 hours to go 3 miles. So yeah, it's a fun group. You should come out and join us when you have a chance.
Well, that is the thing. When you live in a place like Colorado, that really is a definition of fun, right?
Yeah,
adventuring with your buddies.
Absolutely. We were just emailing back and forth about a hut trip that some of us are doing this week, and somebody on this panel, John, said, well, we like to suffer, so we might as well go for it for a 12-mile skin into a hut. So, that's kind of the way it is.
A couple of tips for communities that don't have what we have going on, but we know they can start it.
Yeah, sure. I think it's just really, as far as the community thing, it's just being consistent, making sure you're doing it every week, putting it on at a consistent time and doing that thing. But, for people that are just looking to get into trail running or whatever, find a group of people that is doing it and come out and learn, I think trail running in itself can be a little bit intimidating, whether it's just the running, the climbing, that kind of thing, or, running into a mountain lion. Not all of us can handle that on our own. Some of us obviously can, as the story is this week, but, it's
Colorado ultra runners really are on the national map right now, aren't we?
For sure, yeah.
Strangling mountain lions on the trail out of defense, obviously.
Yeah, but it's always great to have a nice group of people to make you feel a little more safe when you're out on the trails, especially sometimes when we're out running in the dark on these cold, short days. So yeah, it's good to have a group of people.
Next to you, speaking of places to go, if you're thinking about getting into mountain adventure, these guys have the place for you. So everybody here is lucky because we live in or around Golden, and we have this company in our backyard. But really, anybody in the country can take advantage of it. John, with that set up, can you let us know what you do?
Yeah, so we are Mountainside Gear Rental, so we primarily rent gear, outdoor gear, camping, backpacking gear, teardrop trailers, but we also sell everything that we rent. We're doing a pretty extensive remodel right now, actually, to expand our retail side. But yeah, we've got everything from ultralight backpacking tents to 6-person tents for a weekend all the way out to a month.
You've got this grand reopening coming. Remind us of the date?
Yeah, so we've got, we're going to call it the spring into summer soiree, because it's been about 2 years since we opened it up. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, we've been there now in Golden for about 2 years, and we're going to throw another party, kind of showcase our new retail expansion that we're doing. We're going to have a used gear sale. We're going to have reps and vendors there to demo and ask questions, and free food, snacks, giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we like to have great times as the official outfitter of Great Times. So.
I promised Heather Kirchhoff with HK Real Estate I would not embarrass her and make her get in front of a mic. So if you are, looking, to make a move for your family, definitely consider checking out Heather Kirchhoff and HK Real Estate. And she's got a badass new logo, and she's gone out on her own. So she's, fully brokerage, her own independent business. So now we get to say we're supporting, independent business as well through Dispatch Radio. So Heather, thank you so much for allowing us to do this tonight. So the call to action with David Fox from Golden Mountain Runners was, let's get some Golden Crushers out. Let's talk to some inspiring couples. It's Valentine's Day just passed, and we all want to feel inspired by people out there doing inspiring things. And my goodness, did he deliver. I don't even really know where to start with this panel, so I think we're just going to have to go right to left. Jon and Ashley Clinthorne, will you do yourselves proper introductions for our group?
Sure, yeah. Hey, my name is Jon Clinthorne. I've been running for about 10 years now, which sounds crazy to say because early in my life I would have never identified myself as a runner. I was like your typical college student, drank a lot of beer, got really good at flip cup and beer pong, got up to 250 pounds, and then discovered running as a kind of outlet for my addictive personality, and just kept increasing the distance. Eventually I was up to running 1.5 miles a day. It's pretty impressive. And, I started running marathons and got into ultra running, and it really just translated into this lifestyle. And to me, being, we'll say crusher couple, but I just consider us a couple of happy people living their lives together. It's just about having somebody who sees the value in this lifestyle and is willing to make the adjustments necessary as well. So that's really what it means to me.
I'm Ashley. Clinthorne, John's wife, I guess, now. I started running probably about the same time, but I did a lot more of marathons. I lived in Tallahassee, Florida, so distance running was not really a big thing down there. And then sort of, took some travels, lived in Connecticut for a while, and then moved out here to Colorado, where I met Jon. And since then have gotten full on into all things ultra running all the time. And I think we've built a really good life around running and figuring out how to live with each other when we're running a lot, or not running at all. Some of us get kind of grumpy when we don't run, or when it's winter.
All of winter?
I
Yeah,
try.
John's shaking his head. He's shaking his head, yes.
I start the winter like it's gonna be great, and then by February, 20th, I'm like, get me out of here.
I'll fill in a couple of the gaps. These guys really crush it when you're weekend warriors out there. Let me pull up my list here. So Jon, you won the North Fork 50K last year, and you have run 11 100-mile races without a did not finish. Is that correct?
I sure hope you didn't jinx me.
I know. Oh, yeah. Let's knock on some wood, everybody. Knock on an upslope real quick. And Ashley, you finished. You had a top 3 at a pretty big race, the Bighorn 100. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you also ran this crazy race in my home state of Georgia called the Georgia Death Race.
I love Georgia. Shout out to Yeti Trail Runners. If anyone is in Georgia is listening, they're the best. Look them up. Great running club. But yes, I did run that race.
So sitting next to the left of these two are Kevin Kaucher and Whitney Barrett. Whitney, I'll do a little bragging for you. Well, first of all, they're both ER docs. So we certainly want to hear, I mean, you think ER doc, that's it, right? Period. But no, there's more. You are the winner of the Golden Hell Week from last year. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you beat anybody on our panel? Oh, you did. Oh, did everybody participate? Okay. Well, that answers that, folks. And then you also volunteer your time as a medical director at the High Lonesome.
Yes.
Okay. And Jon, same.
Kevin.
I'm sorry, Jon.
Kevin.
And Kevin, same.
Yes.
ER doc.
I am not the medical director for the High Lonesome, but I whip up ramen noodles at the finish line.
You are the aid station.
And pancakes at the High Lonesome. Yeah, I make a mean pancake.
And he wears nice shorts.
I wear American flag shorts.
Okay. So ultra runners know this. Every ultra race, you've got to have at least the one guy in the ultra short shorts and preferably patriotic American flag. Quinn, you can't always be there. So Quinn Carrasco can't always be there with his short shorts. So it's good to know we have backups. All right. And do you both work at the same medical facility? Is that right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we both work at Denver Health Medical Center, downtown Denver. So it's inner city patient population, underserved, which is why we do what we do, because we think those are the most challenging and people who need the most help. And what kind of keeps us going and running and through all the other sports is probably our dogs, because they have to get out every day. So it doesn't matter if I don't like running, I have to run every single day. So that's how that works, regardless of temperature and weather. So that kind of keeps us doing what we do. And I think probably we have crazy schedules, so whether it's 30 minutes or 3 hours that we have a day, running, is the easy activity to do, to knock out. Dogs get their crazy out. We can see each other for 30 minutes, and then we disappear into work.
So you do these. Well, we've been exploring in other episodes. These run dates. You get together. You're like, oh, this is time to talk.
Yes, the only problem is we don't actually get to talk. That's
because they're training so hard.
We're usually running too fast or up north table, whatever, and up chimney, and it's you can't breathe. So we don't do a whole lot of talking.
But it's quality time.
Yeah, it's quality time. Yeah.
And did you meet? You had the same job. That's so odd, right? Did you meet on the job?
We did. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do actually want to talk about that. So we, it's interesting. We did meet at work, but initially we were going to. The very first thing we were going to do was an off-road triathlon. It was one of the Indian Peaks races, and it didn't work out because Kevin told me like 3 days before the race that he didn't know how to swim. So that sort of stopped that there. I wasn't sure if that was like a reflection on me or like he actually couldn't swim but thought he was going to do a triathlon without being able to swim. But,
It sounds like it was a reflection on you in that he just really wanted to do something with you.
Well, but he bailed, so it was a little confusing. But he then spent the next year swimming once a week, and so then it
made up for
cleared
it.
Everything up. Yeah.
And over to my left here, we've got Caleb Efta and Kelsey Banasynski. You are the creators of like the hot race right now, the High Lonesome 100. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah, well, Caleb is the actual creator. I kind of just hopped on for the ride. Actually, I owe a lot to GMR because that's how I met Caleb and how I fell into ultra running. I was running on Apex, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. I've only been out in Denver for 4. Was running by myself, came across a group of happy people running up Apex, and I was like, hi, who are you guys? So I was trying to meet some people, make some friends. And they're like, we're GMR, come run, we're every Tuesday. And lo and behold, I went the next week, and that first run, Caleb picked me right off of the group.
Swooped hard.
Knew I was the...
He swooped hard, he says.
Hard.
Caleb, tell us about a hard swoop during the... I think this is actually information some podcast listeners might want to know. How do you pick up a gal on a run like that?
Short shorts. No, I had this strict no dating GMR policy because I didn't want to like mess up friendships. And so when this like random girl who was cute showed up, I was like, this is perfect. She's brand new. I can swoop. So I swooped really fast, and it turns out she's amazing. So that was a lucky swoop.
So you found a loophole in the rule, as long as they haven't joined yet.
Exactly. Yeah, she was still just trial period, so it was safe.
Tell us a little about the High Lonesome and just the origin story there.
Yeah, so the High Lonesome 100 started kind of in the middle of those long runs where you don't have anything to think about, and so you just start daydreaming. And that was about 4.5 years ago. And I just kind of kept kicking around and throwing it out to some of my running buddies. And we all kind of felt the same thing, which was that we lived in this beautiful state that's got amazing mountains and amazing single track, and yet we were always going somewhere to run a Western qual or a Hard Rock qual. And we were like, why are we leaving this state when there's so many great places to run? And so kind of just started looking into whether or not you could put on a race and how hard it was and the insurance and all kind of stuff. And it just kind of kept lining up like it was doable. And so I was working in a finance position that was not much work. And so I just kept calling the Forest Service until I found everything I needed. And we're like, all right, let's do this. So then we started coming up with a map and a route and thousands of iterations of different trail ideas, and finally stumbled on not really stumbled, but kind of figured out the course that we had and picked a name, found a logo, and put it out, and luckily enough people liked it, and now they really like it, which is also really great. But it was really cool because a lot of the reason that it succeeded was because of GMR. I mean, most of our volunteers from the first year were all people that ran with GMR, and I mean, the majority of the board and the directors are all GMR people, and we all hang out and run regularly. So it was really cool to see kind of the local community rally behind it, because I think without that we probably wouldn't have succeeded.
We want to pass the mic over to Quinn and Sarah Carrasco, or as Sarah said it earlier,
Carrasco.
Yeah, much better, much better. The first time Sarah was on this podcast, she was Sarah Turner, so that's exciting.
Very exciting indeed.
Congratulations on tying the knot, you two. Quinn, our podcast our podcast listeners know you from our Profile in Motion, and we found you profile worthy because you do a lot in the community. You have a full-time job at La Sportiva. Tell us what you do there.
I am the sports marketing manager over at La Sportiva. I work with athletes, and I oversee all the events we do for all of North America. So it's Canada and the U.S. Mostly. I don't actually work too much with Mexico.
And you're also the creator of Golden Hell Week. That was your crazy idea?
So the actual Hell Week concept was created originally by Ryan Smith, winner of the 2018 High Lonesome, small circle communities around here. And he was doing it up in